Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to rank all the different types of income, side passive income that I've tried out over the past 17, 18 years and tell you about my experience to date, how much I've earned in each of these different areas, including Microstock. Of course, this is selling videos and images on sites like AdobeStock, which the logo here is AdobeStock. That's just kind of standing in for all the different Microstock agencies. I'll kind of rank them all collectively here today. E-commerce, this is my experience selling my images and videos on my own. I've tried a number of different platforms over the years, thinking I might be able to replicate some of the success I've had at the main agency, selling them on my own and not having to just take a minor cut of the profits, just keeping it all pretty much to myself. So I'll tell you about my experience that and tell you where I ranked on this. Udemy courses, these are things that you've seen me promote here on my channel. I have them still available on Udemy. How to sell on Microstock, doing traditional Microstock agency work, and what topics sell the best, and just telling you all about my experience there, available as courses. I also have a few other courses on different topics such as storytelling and business writing. So you can check those out, and I'll tell you about how my experiences has been over the last few years selling courses. Videos, of course, you know you're watching this video on YouTube right now. I'll tell you about how I've set up this channel and how much I've earned in advertising over the past few years of having this channel active. And then finally, ebooks. I've sold ebooks on Amazon and other platforms over the last 10 years or so, and I'll tell you about my experience there, how much I've earned since I started those experiences several years ago. So this is a tier ranking platform that I just set up myself on PowerPoint. I've looked at the other tier rank type platforms you can get online, but they all rank as something like S, A, B, C, D, which to me didn't really fit for what I'm trying to do. I really wanted to break down the four different levels of success here as high success, something that the amount of effort I put into it and the amount of income that I received from all that effort was well worth the time and something that I recommend other people to try as well. Some success, this would be something that I would say has been worth the time. I'm still trying to figure out, trying to grow, something I believe is worth sticking with, and I'll tell you which of these I've had some success with. Minor success will be something that I've earned some income with. Maybe I'm still messing around with, trying to grow further. I'll tell you which ones fall into that category. And finally, no success, something I've tried and didn't go anywhere and I abandoned because I saw no future in it. So I'll tell you which of these five fall into which four tiers in just a moment. I think it makes sense to start with Microstock. I'll tell you a bit about how I got started there if you haven't seen it from my other videos on this channel. I started Microstock in 2008. So fairly early in the days of Microstock. I got in almost at the ground floor, and I think that really helped me grow over the years. It's much more difficult today if you're getting started. This channel tries to share some tips that I would offer somebody starting out today to give you the best shot at success. So hopefully you've watched some of my other videos. But ultimately, my experience in Microstock has been a success, and I'd say a large success. I'm going to put it in the high success box here. Over the years, I've earned $1.5 million over 17 years. So since I started in 2008, and this is late 2025, 1.5 million over 17 years comes out to roughly 100,000 a year. And obviously I didn't make that in the very first years. It's something that I built up over time. After about 5 years, I was earning over 100,000 a year. At my peak, I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, I was earning about 130,000. That has since dropped significantly. I'm making more like $3,000 a month right now, and I'd still consider that high success. Even if I was just making $3,000 a month all along, I think that's significant. Passive income, people debate over the term passive income. I'm just using it here as meaning that you put some effort into it and you put it out into the world and it will continue to make money for you. And that's been my experience in Microstock. I've got about 25,000 images at this point, about 10,000 videos. They continue to earn money for me. That's passive income. Since it's been created, it's out there, and it continues to sell without effort on my part, at least for those images and videos that are existing out there available for people to buy. Again, if you're starting out today, it may be difficult to replicate that level of success just because I got in so early, but my other videos on this channel give you some insight over, if you're getting into this today, what I think gives you the best chance at replicating some of the success that I've had. So let's look at e-commerce now, because this is something that I tried out in a number of different instances, trying different platforms. This one I'm showing here, the icon here is Shopify. I've tried Shopify, I've tried Sellfy, other platforms that would allow me to try to sell my images, my videos on my own website. And ultimately, where that ends up here is I'm putting it in the no success tier. Frankly, because it's very, very difficult to sell on your own. You may have your own site selling some type of product, and maybe it's working well for you. My experience has been that trying to replicate the success of selling on an agency, building your own site from scratch, having really no brand presence, having no following, almost impossible to do. I'd say my total income after multiple different attempts, trying multiple different strategies and platforms, I've made under $100 over many years of trying this out. So I would not encourage anyone, just based on my own experience, to try to sell, at least selling images and videos, trying to replicate the experience of earning income at one of the major Microstock agencies is just not possible. For me, it hasn't been possible for me. You might have your own client base of selling photography, illustrations. You might be able to make it work. For me, I found it pretty much impossible. So let's talk about courses, creating courses and selling them on platforms like Udemy, which I've done for the last few years. You've probably seen me talk about these in some of my other videos on the channel, where you can sign up for one of my courses and learn about my experiences selling Microstock over the years, trying to replicate some of the success I've had, telling you about what I believe are the best things you could do to position yourself for success. And I frankly have had some success selling these courses. To me, it has been worth the time and effort that I put into making these. I'd say for my courses, I've got at least 6 at this point. I've probably spent a total of 30 to 40 hours on each of the 6 courses. And over the past, say, roughly 2 years that they've been up, I've earned about $10,000 over 2 years selling courses on Udemy. And to me, that's worth it. I'd say that the amount of dollars I earn per hour, if you break that down to earn that $10,000, it's encouraging to me. I will stick with it. I'll create more courses, because I think that's once you create the course, put it on Udemy, and then just let it grow over time, each course builds its own following. It builds a base of reviews that gives more potential students confidence to sign up for them. I encourage you to check them out. Go see them at my Udemy channel. I'll put the link down below. It's called New Anthem Learning. You can see the different things that I've offered and the reviews people have left for me. And I've really had a good experience there, interacting with people, answering questions. It's been fun, actually, and rewarding financially. So $10,000 over 2 years, I consider that worth pursuing further. Next, let's talk about my experience on YouTube, creating videos that, again, sort of like what I'm doing with my YouTube courses, I'm telling people about my experience selling on Microstock and helping people learn from my successes and from my failures to see if I could help people along on their journey selling on Microstock agencies like AdobeStock. Where does this end up for me? Has it been a huge success, some minor or no success? I'm going to put it right now, my 2-year YouTube journey at this point, I'm putting it as a minor success. I've earned some income from it, not necessarily anything to get excited about. I'd say over the past 2 years, it's been worth doing. I'm going to continue doing it. I've earned roughly $2,000 from the Adsense program over the past 2 years. I believe it's something I'll be able to grow, and hopefully people enjoy the videos, I get more subscribers, and continue to earn that ad income, and I will continue doing that. Finally, I have ebooks, and this is something that I've done for about 10 years, off and on. I've created a number of different books and sold on Amazon and Smashwords and a few other platforms, just trying out different things to see what sells. I've done some short stories, some children's books, and a book on selling on Microstock, sharing, again, some of my experiences like I've done here on YouTube and in my Udemy course. It's no longer available. It became outdated after several years and I took it down. I might update it, put it back on Amazon, and of course if I do that I'll share the link here. But ultimately, where does selling ebooks land for me? I'm going to put it under minor success. The books that I've put up there across the last 10 years or so, they've continued to sell for me. Ultimately, not enough income for me to really spend a lot of time pursuing it. So over the last 10 years, I'd say roughly about $1,000 is what I've earned. So there you have it. This is where I would rank all the different types of side income, passive income that I've attempted over the years. Hopefully this has given you some insight on things that you might want to try. I'm going to continue to share my success stories or my learnings and things you may want to try or things you may want to avoid as you're on your own journey trying to develop passive income streams for yourself in your life, trying to have that better lifestyle that you want, giving you some financial freedom. Keep subscribed to the channel. I'm going to keep posting more videos like this one. I may do another video on the different Microstock agencies, ranking them from really worth doing, things you have to be selling at, to the ones that you can avoid. So watch for that in future videos. Again, let me know what you thought of this ranking type video. Let me know what else you'd like to see me rank. Other potential income streams. There's a lot of other things I'm looking at. I'm going to share my experiences on those other income streams as I try them out, and hopefully you find some value in these videos. So stay subscribed, keep watching, and I'll see you soon.